Well, people want to know, your reappearance in the ring has people talking. Big Baby Miller already talking smack, talking about. He's like, I want that fight after you get through this return fight.
Yeah.
He wants a piece. He's talking about he'll smash you. I'm like, what do you think when you hear stuff like that?
The only thing he's smashing is burgers. He barely do that well. You know what I mean? And, with him, that's it. It's all talk. But if that fight lands for him, I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if it lands for him, then I hope he already buried. I hope he already paid for his grave burial. Because I don't play around with him. If I saw him today, I'll slap the fuck out of him right now. You know what I mean? I ain't playing around with nobody. Deontay Wilder has returned fully. And everybody will respect the name of it, because what I've been through, and what I have in my heart now, of betrayal, so many, I ain't playing around with no motherfucker body.
Man,
I promise you that.
It's motivation.
I promise you that.
Yeah.
I promise you that. So they gotta be careful. You gotta come with me with caution. You gotta take care of me gently and carefully. Be careful what you say. All these motherfuckers say a lot of things on these cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
But when they see a real one in front of them, silence.
That's right.
Crickets.
Yeah.
And it should be like that, because I don't play around.
Right.
At all. So hey, if that fight lands for him, I'll be happy as well.
Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder stating that he wants to slap the F out of Jarrell Miller if he sees him. And let me counterpunch. We got two things that could be happening with Deontay Wilder, and then we could say this. For one, well, you didn't do that with Days of Reckoning, but he was on the ayahuasca, you can tell. Peace and blessings, right? So, he was saying a lot of those things, and he looked like he was happily high at the time, and he was still feeling the effects of ayahuasca. However, now him saying like, hey, I would slap the F out of Jarrell Miller if I seen him, that tells us that the evidence of the ayahuasca is fading, which is a good thing. Because I think, I've heard one of the Academy Award-winning comedians of the day, female Whoopi Goldberg, says, hey, in one of her skits, she says, I stay high so I won't get mad. Well, guess what? I think Wilder is not high no more, so I think he's getting mad once again, right? So I think that's probably pretty much the issue with what's going on with Wilder. He's getting that meanness back, the reality setting in, his girl left, she's with somebody else, go figure. Those type of things should make you angry, bitter, ready, and steady. I just do find it very surprising that, Wilder is saying Jarrell Miller's name. So what does that really mean if that happens? Possibly a fight could take place between him and the other American, right? An American brawl, So Jarrell Miller's name has been thrown around. He's fighting Fabio Wardley, and what happens if he ends up beating Wardley? A lot of doors could open for him because, Eddie Hearn mentioned AJ wanting to right that wrong. Now Deontay Wilder's threatening to slap Jarrell Miller, which, hey, if you're willing to slap him, you're willing to slap some ink on the paper on a contract to fight him, I would assume, right? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, why not? Let's see this fight happen. I like the beef anyway, because believe it or not, people, there's a lot of stuff that went on between Jarrell Miller and Deontay Wilder and his ex, which I think now probably would probably make more sense, or people would be more willing to talk about, since they're no longer together. You know what I mean? So that may be the issue, so it's a lot that could be exploited, expressed, revealed, talked about when you're dealing with Jarrell Miller and Deontay Wilder, especially when they have mutual love interests. Ask 50 Cent if you don't know what I mean. But you guys tell me what you think of Deontay Wilder responding to Jarrell Miller, stating that if I see you, when I see you, if I see you, I will slap the F out of you. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunch. Peace.